Well, there are many ways in which we collaborate. I mean, within the FORTHEM Alliance, we collaborate in the lab, Multilingualism in School and Higher Education. And in that lab, we, of course, exchange academic expertise and good practices. But our local collaboration is actually with schools. We reached out to Opole public secondary schools through the Department of Education. And we recruited 6 schools in the previous cycle and 3 schools in the current cycle. We recruited classes with humanistic, social, European profiles, and we trained students to reach out to those classes and to organize pupils' mini projects, citizen science mini projects. So there are 4 groups of stakeholders: academics, students, pupils, and teachers.
Yeah, we found it a very productive way of working together with various stakeholder groups. And this is in the heart of the idea of labs, to work together with people of different backgrounds, different education, different professional experience, and together with all of these people to create something new.
This is perhaps one of the most democratic and co-created processes I've gone through, because the pupils, the new students, teacher students, everybody is in a way, although they have their roles and of course power structures because it's institutional, but we still are at the same line somehow, and we listen to each other. We really starts from the scratch, and I think the process is really interesting, and we couldn't do without the work of any part of this group.
There have been like 10 university students, freshman students who have been there working, and so we have trained the students, and we have had a lot of negotiations with the teachers, headmasters, how things go. So we have established a very good working relation where everybody is equal, and so the students we have trained and who are also helped by the teachers at school. They are carrying out the projects in like groups of 5 students or pupils at the Makola school. So we have established, and I think also here in Opole you have established the deluxe model of the citizen science projects, where there are these facilitators and the work can be carried out in small groups.
I learned like how in citizen science you are taking like other stakeholders actively working in the projects, and I think that's a very key point in the co-creation process too, that you are engaging people and they have an active role. They are not just they are not just the puppets, or they are not just being there, but they are really contributing to the end result. And I think that is a part of the co-creation. It enables me to develop my profession and doing things at school and teaching English, because I'm an English teacher also. So it has given me a lot, and obviously it has given a lot to the pupils. They have learned a lot in many ways.
It works really well. I think that the university students, they bring their knowledge of how to conduct this work, but also I think that our pupils have been able to really bring up the things that really interest them. Like, for example, when they now had these things about how to, with the mental health, then they really had these issues that I think that they actually have been thinking about themselves, and they had these questions and they wanted to know how the other people feel about that. And then with the university students, I think that they had the means to find out, and I think that actually worked well, because the subject was that kind of area where they actually had some own questions.
Citizen science is a method that lets the pupils decide what they want to do, and I think it's very important and very valuable, because the traditional system usually doesn't give that chance. We are working with kids that are around 14, 15 years old, and I think that we usually think that they are not very experienced, and they don't have their own opinion, and they always prove us wrong, because they want to research topics that are very difficult and very complicated. The project gives me the opportunity to be up to date with the reality of students, of adolescents, so I can see how year by year they change, how their interests change, how their values change, and that's really interesting from my point of view.
Nigdy nie miałam do czynienia z uczniami liceum, raczej gdzieś tam pracowałam z dzieciakami w wieku szkolnym. No i było to wyjątkowe wydarzenie, bo jakby jest specyfika młodych ludzi taka, że nie do końca wstępnie chcą we wszystko się angażować ponadprogramowo. Sami mają tych wymogów przygotowań do matury tak dużo, że gdzieś tam sceptycznie podchodzą do realizacji rzeczy ponadprogramowych. Jednakże kiedy się zapuści w nich takiego bakcyla naukowego, to te obserwowanie, jak ewoluują z takich obrażonych nastolatków, dlaczego im tutaj przychodzę i coś wymyślam, w osoby, które po prostu mają światła w oczach na myśl o tym, że tworzą coś sami, że dowiadują się zupełnie nowych rzeczy i sami mogą coś zbadać i odkryć, jest bardzo pasjonujące.
I get a lot from being in the project as a manager, as someone who coordinates the work of other academics and students, who's responsible for recruitment and reporting and all additional things. I find it interesting to develop new training materials, and of course also traveling to other universities abroad to learn more how they co-create and how they do citizen science. Reaching out to schools, to external stakeholders was extremely rewarding for me, and having all those people around who are motivated and inspired is also giving me a boost as a person and as an academic.